two motherfuckers look like y'all could be twins.
I think we actually look very dissimilar.
The only thing I have from the dad I never knew is half of a locket.
We must be brothers.
Not just brothers, Trevor.
Twins! Wow, we're twins! We're fucking identical twins!
If Mom and Dad got married again, then we'd have a real family.
What if we trick them into getting back together?
What are you doing here?
The twins!
Y'all just servants. This is my palace, built it brick by brick. So get in the line, drop on your knees, and suck my fucking dick.
Should I open another bottle? I know it's our second, but we're not Baptists.
Should we drown them in the bathtub in the old-fashioned way?
Y'all fucked up.
I'm gay. Queer as a $3 bill and just as thin.
Life's a fucking hand job, and I only play to win.
Oh, God.
Wow, a lady boss. I guess it really is the year that it is.
I'm so sorry. Did you say sewer boys?
Disgusting! They're not disgusting, they're gay culture.
Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
And I'm Thomas Carruthers' worst nightmare, Rhian Holmes.
You do know that, oh no, this comes out before, okay. This comes out before I got his me bagger, so we end on a nice note. I have currently rated at number 5 of my favorite films of 2023.
5?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have The Holdovers at 6, The Killer at 7, and Maestro at 8. And Oliver Strangers at 9. I have the wonderful new film from Aaron Jackson and Josh Sharp and director Larry Charles, with music by Carl St. Lucie, starring Nathan Lane and Megan Mullally and Megan Thee Stallion. I have Dix the Musical, which I think is one of the most audacious and original films of the year, and I think is one of the best films of the year, and I think is by far the best movie musical of the year. And I've been very fortunate that all of the podcasts I listen to, everybody loves it. Movie Bitches, they loved it. I mean, Las Culturistas, they're friends with Josh and Aaron, and Bowen Yang's in it. But I thought, perhaps naive, that my dear friend, Rhian Holmes, who I share most opinions with and taste and culture, by a few notable exclusions. And I thought that as a lover of musicals, as a lover of bizarre, wacky comedies, that I would have a fellow fan with Dix the Musical. However, last night I received a message that started off with my name, Tom, end message. What the fuck did you just make me watch? Rhian, do you care to explain yourself?
No, I think that's our time. Listen, I will do my best. I will give credit where credit is due. I agree that it is maybe the most unique film of the year. There is truly nothing else like it currently. But does that make it the best film of the year?
No, I don't want to conflate the two. I think it's a very well-made film.
It's well made. The production value, production quality is very high. And I did enjoy, I'd say, 80% of the songs.
Okay, that's good, because it's a musical. And we'll go song by song, I guess. But and performances.
But this is the thing that I'm still like working out in therapy, because obviously from the jump it was established like this is not your average film. This is very sensational, very wacky, and I was on board with that. I was like, okay, this is going to be a spoof of like the toxic masculine, straight white finance bros, and I was like, this is a bit of me. This is fun. It just proceeded to get stranger and stranger to the point where I no longer had anything to hold on to. And you can
You know what
say
I'm
what
gonna
you
say?
will.
I'm gonna make this point just like off the bat. We
Sure.
both love Rocky Horror. And
We do.
I don't, and I said this in my review of like, about how there are certain films now that are made to be cult classics. And I think and most of those are often bad because they're sort of edgy and it's like, oh well, we'll find a crowd in 30 years. And I don't think that's a way to make a film. But if I
I did
said I
say,
found this movie Rocky Horror directed by Jim Sherman and written by Richard O'Brien, would you not have, do you not think, just play the mental exercise, do you think you would not have the exact same reaction?
no, I do see what you're saying, and I think yes, if Rocky Horror came out today, I probably wouldn't have the same attachment to it, because part of its charm for me anyway is the community aspect, is the cult following, is
I was
the
going to say, have
events
you ever
of
watched it alone?
yeah, I would have at some point, but
Mm.
it's elevated by
Mm.
going to a sing along, watching it in your other favorite film. um
Oh
but
yeah,
I
oh
think
yeah.
the principal difference between that and Dix the Musical is, I think Dix the Musical is far too self-aware and self-referential, and it's like every joke was made with the thing of like, oh, this is gonna be funny. Like, whereas Rocky Horror, it's played completely like straight laced, and yes, there are funny moments, but it's just not the same type of humor. It's the same kind of, zany, supernatural, sexy like devices, but it's by no means the same humor. And
No, I
this is
don't. No,
what
yeah, no.
annoys
I
me.
think humor is the big difference. This is a movie that is intentionally funny and is a comedy, whereas in many ways, I wouldn't actually say that Rocky Horror is like a straightforward, like a comedy. If
Well,
you know,
I did an assignment on it. Another anecdote from my study abroad days. I did a an assignment on it for like my Gothic literature class, and how it kind of
yeah.
um utilizes Gothic tropes for the modern day. And it's a parody of, you know, fear mongering around gay people and transgender people and people that don't conform to heteronormative and gender normative ideals of like the 70s and 80s. And so it's like it is designed to be funny in the sense that, oh look, you're all fainting at this like, monstrous creature, but instead of wearing fangs and a cape, he's wearing garters and like a face full of makeup. Like, it's the
Hey, do any of you
absurdity
guys
of
know Anna
it.
Madison? Um, this is a movie that in so many ways defies description. And yet the first thing I want to discuss is in relation to our two other films that I feel are after some time, this will be discussed in the same vein as. Yes, Pink Flamingos and more so The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Both were wildly original, queer independent films that baffled critics in oh so many ways and then went on to gain a tremendous cult status. Now, when films feel of that ilk in this modern era, the first thought people have is rather cynically, some attempt is being made to make an intentional cult classic, when obviously the notion of such a thing defies the principle of cult status. I feel like some are discussing Dix in that sense. when for me it has more in common with the works of John Waters and Richard O'Brien than people are reckoning with. I talk about Pink Flamingos. However, in regards to Rocky Horror, I wish to discuss how the film, after all of its insanity and bizarrity, eventually comes in a roundabout message to all love is love. Now, of course, without spoiling the film, I won't discuss how that comes to pass, but it is very similar for me to how Rocky Horror, after all of its mania, comes down to don't dream it, be it, with neither film sacrificing any of their queerness or their shockingness for what could be seen as a quite saccharine message. The last time I watched Rocky Horror, I was overwhelmingly taken by the moroseness and the sort of sad quality of the ending, and that very not sentimental, but like that very haunting and crawling on the planet's face, a race of insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space and meaning, incredibly evocative. And you know, they're all, I mean, we're British, so we have the song Superheroes. Whereas when I watched in America, the song Superheroes is cut. But anyway, I think this is just, well, no, 1 minute. Let's stop being so highfalutin. It's incredibly funny. It's incredibly well made. All the songs are great, and everybody's really fun in it. When did it lose you,
To
Rhian?
you.
Did you not find this funny?
No, there were moments that really made me laugh. I was really taken with the opening, and like everything goes right for me. Like, this is my straight man power song.
A
Like,
great song called "Always Be on Top," which opens the film, and from the off, we're just in great hands. The opening titles, you know, this is the first time gay people have ever played. This is the first movie ever written by gay men. Very funny, and they're also playing heterosexuals, which is also very brave. And just from
yeah,
the off,
that was great. Like, I thought that is my humor, and yeah, that I was sold on. I think when it started to slip for me was when they met the parents, and it just crossed over into and listen, I have been an enjoyer of like random comedy and like spectacle in the past. Like, I love Star Kid musicals, like, and they've been known to just like indulge in like the weird and the fanatical. But at this, I feel, because it was such high production value, it almost seemed like misaligned with what I was seeing. And it was like that was where they started to lose me. But I stuck with it until like it was just like brick by brick, they dissolved my will to live.
okay, then. So if we were doing this podcast, would you have turned it off?
Maybe. Well, no, because
Really?
I don't like to stop films. I like to see things through until the end, by like as a personal principle.
We open with Bowen Yang narrating as a gay god. New York City, population 100. Hilarious. That's the first. These are great. This is great from the start. And this terrible 50s stock footage that is then cut with kind of just terrible sets. This is A24. This is A24's first musical. And yeah, it's a relative. I mean, it's not Killers of the Flower Moon budget, but it's, you know, it's a high budget for what could be described as. I mean, they started from a UCB show in a garage, and like, you know, it was called fucking Identical Twins, and that was the name of the show. And that was originally pitched as the name of the film, until they realized very like AMC's aren't gonna show it. And it is a better title, and maybe in the future it'll be released as such. But I also think in this world where, you know, every single musical is advertised as if it's not a musical, to just come out with a movie called Dick's the Musical, I think is something. Do you not
It's
think
brave.
that it?
It is very brave.
Um,
No, I do disagree with the wonkering of like modern movies, of like, oh, we can't let people know that it's a musical, like we've got to be palatable. I don't think this movie ever that ever crossed their minds of like, we
No.
want to be palatable to the masses, because they knew they wouldn't be. So like, what's the point in trying to convince people that it's not a musical? It's got so much more to be mad about.
Mad? To be mad about?
I no,
Rhian, is
we'll
this where we
carry
find
on.
out you're secretly conservative?
Yeah, I am. Okay.
These are some of the musical posters outside Trevor and Craig's uh, apartments. Lube, My Queer Lady, The Gay Odd Couple, and my personal favorite, Jeffrey, What Have You Done? The musical. It's clearly
So
a
you
musical.
liked them, but you didn't care for the posters that were up in theatre camp.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just
because
trying to make heads or
it
tails
was
of
just
it.
Mad Libs. Theatre camp was lazy. What? A sandwich? What was it? A sandwich and I in a closet.
And
It's just
Lube
lazy.
is like top tier intellectual comedy.
Instead of Grease.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. No, it's okay. I'm gonna come out with this. Everybody loves Taylor Swift. All of the bridges in these songs are better than any Taylor Swift song. All of these bridges are absolutely incredible. The always be on top, and then I get what I slay pussy everywhere. It's hilarious. It's very, very fun, and they're good songs. Let's talk it song by song, I guess. Did you not like? Were you not infectious about Josh Sharp and Aaron Jackson's incredible creativity and great performance? And were you just not like, oh, this is great?
I had high hopes at the beginning, and then they just kind of lost me. Like, well, you wanted to go song by song, so let's go song by song.
I want to know where your 20% you don't like is. Did you not like? Surely you liked Always Be on Top, a great song.
It's not specific. It's not specific songs as such, but it's like the music in general and like the lyrical content. And like, okay, so there's just a point in the songs and in a lot of the dialogue where they just kill jokes dead. Like the thing about like the mother's pussy falling off and like rolling on the floor, funny the first time I heard it. I then had to hear it another 6 times and
Sung
then
by Megan
see.
Mullally, a trained opera singer. This is something you'll
Oh,
never get
Megan
again.
Mullally is incredible. Aunt Gail from Bob's Burgers, as I was like racking my brain.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I can't fault these performances, but I wish they were doing something else.
Hmm. Do you not think it's something that these incredibly storied Broadway performers are like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to give my talents to this crazy musical.
Well, sure, yeah. And I would love to know how much they got paid to do it. I need to know what Megan the Stallion, like what was going through her head when she got to set that day.
I think they thought they were going to win Best Original Song. I mean, what a great song. I put this in my review. What the hell were we doing as an academy? I'm not part of the academy to not nominate one of these songs and have Lonely be performed live. That would be a moment for all time. Have Megan the Stallion perform out Alpha the Alpha. Everybody's talking about Barbie. Let's have a Dixie musical performance. If you don't think I can jerk off and make sales, then you're wrong. It's incredibly great stuff. You can be my assistant. Well, oh, my assistant's so my dick. I just feel like I'm in a black hole. This is terrible. Is this how you felt for theatre camp?
No, and like, because I knew that you enjoyed most of it, and like, but it just fell short for you generally. I didn't like it.
It's fine. That's fine. Okay. So there's this. You obviously didn't like Go with the Dragon Tattoo. What are the other ones that you really hated?
Basic Instinct.
Yeah, but that's not been podded yet. That's not officially podded.
I think all the others that we've talked about I've made an attempt to talk about films that I have like a lot of enjoyment and like respect for and can talk for a long time about. I did give you the option to tag this episode.
No, it's all right. Who else am I getting? I think Will would like this, but Will's not. Will's doing Oppenheimer instead. So I think Will.
Which, as we all know, they're on par. 1
You
and 5. This
leave.
is
It's not insane. Bottoms is 4. May December, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Bottoms, and Dix the Musical. It's an incredible 5. What's your 5? Oh, I really like. Oh, it's really sad because he's got to stay for Christmas. No, I loved the whole
you
thing.
loved the whole thing.
I know.
Why you're trying to take the piss out of me.
They're selling Vrumba parts, not actual Vrumbas, just the parts.
Just the part. Yeah, that was
Very
great.
funny. Very funny.
Enjoyed that.
No One Understands. Did you like that song? What a great song.
You know, that's the one that stuck with me the most, I think.
No one understands what I've been through. It's almost like my life's a lie, and actually, I'm sad. It's very funny. Have you not listened to any of them?
No, I have.
See, I know. See, this is the thing. I think we talk again in a year, and you're like, oh, I really like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever watch this film again. I'm saying that now.
That's all right. I understand, I guess. There's great sight gags as well. You know, in the montage, you must have 2 parents to ride this ride.
Yeah, I did. I was pointing those out to Ruby. I did enjoy them. And that's the thing. It's like I think they're quick jokes and their show don't tell jokes were the ones that like landed with me the most. And like there was some that I think they spoiled for themselves by just harping on them too heavily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I.
Sorry, can we pause? I'm getting a call from a random number.
Oh, exciting! You just, for the viewers, just missed Rhian talking for at least 5 minutes with. Sorry, somebody from O2, even though you're not with O2.
Yeah, I just don't like.
Why do you talk? Why do you talk to them?
Because, you know, they might have people swear at them all day. They still got to make a living.
They're still going to make their living. Whether you call it.
It costs nothing to be kind. What about her wife and kids? Yes, her wife.
With Pa, I could have learned to read. Oh, sorry, with Ma, I could have learned to make or show women respect. It's very, very funny.
Again, I really like enjoyed a lot of the songs and those throwaway lines. Like I was laughing for like the first act.
This is where we sort of learned that it's a riff on the Parent Trap, except they're grown men. Just not just find that funny.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pointing out how nonsensical the actual Parent Trap is. I'm like, we're going to pretend to be each other and go charm the parent that we've never met, instead of just staying with who we know.
The wigs. And the wigs. The wigs are very funny when he jumps out of the car.
Why is it so shitty and fake looking?
See, you're already doing it. It's a great film. Megan Mullally. I'm going to give you some. 1 minute. I'm going to give you some. Oh yeah. No, when he's talking about the charity for wigs, I'm going to give some bald, barren woman a second chance. My only boy, the only boy who came rocking out of my vagina. So you say that the movie lost you when the parents came along. Was there a particular parent, or did you not like either of these incredible performances?
don't get me wrong. Again, like I want to preface this by saying Megan Mullally, Nathan Lane, incredible performers. They sell these songs the best they can, but it was just the general atmosphere. Like it was a tone shift, even though we obviously started in like a crazy wacky place. There was a tone shift of like, okay, now we're exploring like things that exist outside of human physics.
I make
Like
my own sand out of what? Out of sand.
and like do you know what it was? Like it wasn't so much, I think looking back is the parent stuff that lost me. But for a first watch, it was just again the fact that they would introduce a joke and then they would not let it die. Like the sewer boys, if that had just been the only thing we'd seen of them, I would have been like, that's fucking weird, but like hilarious. But then they became such a central part of the plot
But
that I'm
that's
like,
not.
what the
Sorry.
hell are we doing right
But
now?
they're characters. And stop stealing my catchphrase. What the hell are we doing? The sewer boys are a character. They're not a joke. I don't understand. I understand your point on the pussy falling off, sure, but the sewer boys become a central part because they're a character. It's not. They're not milking the
Why?
sewer boys joke.
But why?
Um, the Evelyn song is actually the one that doesn't do anything for me really. Um, and she's just saying a lot of random things. It's like, okay, it's still very funny and it's a great film. But for me, the film goes into another gear when we finally get Nathan Lane. And I adore Nathan Lane with all my heart and soul. He was also great in Beau's Afraid. How you doing, Beau? It's very good. And of course, he's an idol of mine and legend. Um, you like Modern Family, don't you? So you know him best as Pepper.
I'm trying to think what. I mean, I loved him in Birdcage as well, and
Oh yes, I forgot you loved the Birdcage.
Big Adam's Family Girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yes,
think what I know him the best from.
I spend hours just watching Nathan Lane performances, and I've lost many hours of my life because of this. Um, uh, and you didn't find him funny, and you didn't find.
Right. Well, I didn't say that, did I?
Well, don't speak for yourself.
It's not. It's not anything to do with the performances. It's the script. Like I couldn't abide it by the end. I was like, what are we doing? Why is it like I I I've had such like reverence for A24 as a company. And
Oh,
I'm like, why are we doing
Rhian,
this?
Rhian.
You asked for my
I
opinion. I'm
know, I
giving my
know, I
opinion.
I know, I know, I know. But isn't this, a million times more interesting and better than the whale that they did? They did the whale. Um,
I did forget that was A24.
what?
But this is the thing again. Like it's so hard to rank films on just completely different planes of like this is what they're trying to achieve versus the fucking whale.
Well, this is the great thing about A24 is that in 1 year you get both Past Lives and this.
Yeah, it's versatile. I will give them that. And I don't I want to be careful with my wording because I don't think they should be pigeonholed. I am glad I was saying to Ruby that I'm glad that they have this kind of budget now to explore different movies and they're not just like this indie like entity.
Mm.
Like they are like a monolith now. Um and yet I had like the satisfaction of like most of their films. Like if I saw A24 on the banner, I was like, I'm probably going to enjoy this. Whereas with like Warner Brothers, it's anyone's game. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, but I don't want to be rude, but you probably have seen the best A24 movies. You haven't seen a lot of the shit that I have watched. I, you know,
oh
I,
sure, yeah.
I'm sure you watched Hot Summer Nights for your boy Timothy,
I
which was not great. But yeah, no, Nathan. I mean, I just think everybody's so game and everybody's going for it, and
Yeah, can't knock their conviction.
just
Like,
the one. But I do drink every morning. Um, his confession about being gay. You fucking, she's gay, Dad. Well, I thought the reaction would be a little bit nicer. And then we meet the Sewer Boys. What are the Sewer Boys called?
I did enjoy. Put them down. I'd sooner put down my wine.
I mean, and later, should we open another bottle? I mean, we're not Baptists.
And it's free, I suppose. It's not. Enjoy.
It's a very funny film.
My criticisms still stand. Like, I can enjoy like a lot of it, which I did, and still.
Well, this is when we meet the Sewer Boys backpack and whisper.
Yeah.
And what happened? Oh yeah, get ahead. I was
That did make me laugh.
I was down in the sewer. Why? Daddy's singing. Do you want to hear the story or what? Very funny. I know it. There's nothing more. This is terrible podcasting. I'm just saying, very funny. It's very funny.
I really liked it.
And you're saying no. And I do think it is. I think you hate gay people, especially gay creatives. What? So you'll never watch this again? Okay, right. Here's something. What if this becomes Rocky Horror? And like in 10 years, you're at a party and like, oh, we're gonna go watch Dixie Musical and we're all gonna dress up as Evelyn with all loads of kooky things, and that is the exact sort of thing that you would do and love. I can see you dressed as Evelyn.
If I liked it, like, I'm not a sheep, Tom. Only sometimes.
Yeah, I'm only marginally a sheep. And then we get the great song "Gay Old Life," which was the first song they released. And I was like, okay, interesting. Like, yeah, sure, show everybody that you've got Nathan Lane, but also this is a song entirely contextually. Well, your argument is that it's not contextually dependent.
Well, it is hinged on the visual, like, surprise, and the fact that we're meeting these characters for the first time. So yeah, I do think that was a weird one to release out of context.
And then it ends on a lovely melding of the two songs. Da, 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 da. I love when two songs are the same. And then
They did that
ends
quite
with
well, like the layering.
I have no pussy. Very funny.
Even then, like, if they'd have just capped that there, great. But then I had to see the scene where the twins like reconvene and he's talking about like when he had to kill the pussy with a flip-flop, and I'm like, okay.
You don't understand, it was terrifying. Okay, you've got that. And well, yeah, because it's a contextual thing, they're trying it, they might have sex again, I have no pussy and I'm straight and gay. The fact that you just stone faced. And then we get this great song now.
My best, yeah.
No, it's all right. You can't give up. Did you not find that? That's just loads of funny. There's lots of funny lyrics in there. You can,
Yeah, no, that was great.
I framed her for larceny and now she rots in jail.
But then they reused the roofie joke again, and
I roofied it. Yeah, but it's different. I roofied a whole bar and then we killed a humpback whale. You don't find the funny. You don't find the line "Life's a game of boggle and I always play to win" funny.
Yeah.
Is that Ruby? Is that Ruby?
No, it's
Ruby.
not. Ruby is stormed out in protest.
She did. Bella, I'm sure you would have liked Dixie Musical.
We're talking about the worst A24 film.
Not the worst. It's not the worst A24 movie.
Dixie Musical.
It's very good. Hello, Bella.
Hi.
It's very funny and very good, and I think you'd enjoy it. However, Ruby and Rhian are being incredibly distasteful and are saying it's one of the worst.
Dixie Musical as in like penis?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I find it funny.
Yeah, it's Nathan Lane and Megan Mullally. It's very good.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it at some point.
You won't, because this video will end and Reed will say, "Don't watch it."
No, I will give it. I will not mar your opinion, but
No, it's all right. I hate lots of things. I hate lots of things. Again, and then afterwards, he's talking. Grave robbing was illegal in those days. Um, and then it's still illegal. Dead. Well, don't call the police, or else I'll lose half my wardrobe. um, and then we get the next song, which is "Lonely," which I genuinely think is an incredible song.
Yeah, I did enjoy Lonely. I didn't, as you suggested, shed a tear.
Yeah,
Like,
I did.
really? That's all it takes?
I just think, so fucking lonely all the time. It's just true, isn't it?
It's true, we are lonely.
Yeah, and the regrets in their lives, and I just think Megan Mullally and Nathan Lane are incredible performers, and singing this like power ballad duet in the middle of this movie that ends with incest jokes and has two characters called the Sewer Boys. I like. I just think there is incredible heart here.
You could make that that case, yeah. I think it does help that everyone is like you say, their game, and they approach it with like the utmost conviction.
Like Megan didn't have to do that riff and that belt near the end.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
Yeah, no, like
I'm not alone.
you don't have no, you don't have to convince me
No, I know, but I don't
of
know.
performances.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my mind. I'm trying to think if on a first watch I was more negative, but I don't think I was. And I'm thinking, like, is it because I've now listened to these songs for now 2 months, and like I look like I know, like, is it that? And like, I mean, you said earlier, we nearly did this yesterday when you would have going to wake up early and watch it at 7 a.m. alone. And I can't even imagine just
Oh
but
God,
then,
the whiplash.
but then I thought, okay, so she's going to have a little bit of wine and watch it with a friend, and everybody can laugh. And I enjoyed it on my own, so surely it'll be even better drunk with friends.
Followed all the rules.
I I don't know what could. Yeah, no, nothing could. Everybody's different, I guess, and
It's just more to your taste. Like this is kind of the division of our like comedic brains. And again, like there are certain things of this ilk that I do really enjoy. I like Star Kid. I like Big Mouth, where it's very
yeah.
indulgent.
Well, a minute, this is the thing, isn't it? I hate Big Mouth.
But like
Big,
it is just this. It's this, but
no,
animated.
no, I don't know. I don't know. I find Big Mouth a little bit too juvenile, and I know it's made for kids and adults have taken it, but
How
like,
far did you get into it though?
I watched the first series.
The first like
Because
season.
I think Jenny left around that time and I was depressed. So I just like was like, oh, new John Mulaney thing. Why not do it all in a day?
I thought you were
But
talking about Jenny Slate from Big Mouth, and I was like, oh, that
I
really hit
was
you hard.
I was really sad when Jenny Slate left SNL because she swore online. Wait, was Jenny Slate the one who got recast because she was a black
By
kid?
Iowa Debris, yeah.
She gets everywhere. I didn't even know that she did that.
She's like water.
Why? Stop stealing my phrases. Why was Jenny Slate is playing a black woman anyway?
Who knows, man?
We're going to come back after our break and talk about the rest of the film, including Megan the Stallion, who's great. Everybody's so good.
And
And
another thing.
very funny, Rhian. Very funny. What's like revenge for this? You've got 3 picks coming up soon, and you've got revenge. You've got revenge, haven't you? I hated Chicago so. as more time goes by.
No,
But
I'm
actually,
actually afraid because I can't have anyone poke holes in my comfort film.
that's your comfort film.
I don't know why. It just is. It's
So
like
these guys were trying to break into the place.
they there was like a really old TikTok meme that was like it was the clip from Superbad where he's saying you could have picked any name and like why would you pick McLovin as a fake name? He's like it was between that or Muhammad. Why the fuck would it be between that and Muhammad? And it's like people would use that audio to talk about their weird comfort films, like two of them.
Right.
And it's like, why the fuck would it be between that and that? So that's me with Chicago 7 and Perks of Being a Wallflower.
First Bit of Wallflower is a good film and
It
beloved.
is, but it's not comforting. It's like
It
debilitatingly.
is. No, I know it is comforting. It is comforting for the most part.
Sure.
It's like,
Maybe,
oh, they're all
maybe
having a good
Childish
time.
Chicago 7 would be like my Muhammad.
Your tick should have been your TikTok. Your tick shot. Well, it was Perks of Being a Wallflower or the deleted a sleep scene on YouTube full. Not a sleep poem. I'm gonna kill myself. Don't worry about me.
Oh my god. Yeah, that
There
was
is
in
a.
the book. Nah.
They
You
shot
should not be
it.
allowed to read that at 14. Just saying.
They shot the film. Sorry, they shot it for the. I showed you the deleted scene.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Dick's the musical, and to be honest, I don't. Well, no, I think I do hate Chicago 7 more as time goes by.
Give it another go. Give it
Oh,
another go.
I'm gonna have to. It's happening soon with the whale. Oh, the whale, God. So Lonely was brilliant, and in an ideal world, would be nominated and would win Best Original Song. Far better than I used to float, now I'm a dog.
See, I knew that you were gonna try and like make it sound worse than it actually is, but then you couldn't because it's so ingrained in everyone's brains now. You can't help but just sing the actual song.
Have I told you that I think I'm Just Ken's like okay, and that they should have done a better job?
I don't think they should have done a better job, but I think like it's getting more accolades than I think it needed. Like it's like I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I hope Ryan performs it. That'll be a great moment.
Well, Ryan
But
Gosling, when it was nominated, he came out and said like, I don't know why this has happened, but thanks.
yeah,
Like, you know, I want to give the incredible women that worked on this movie their flowers.
it's not his fault that it's the best part of the film.
Well, that's neither here nor there. Like that's subjective, but I think it was just like an extended gag, and like I think Ken's whole storyline culminating in that, I was a bit like, I mean, I said this about Barbie so many times. It's like they had so many different plots and so many messages that they wanted to cram into like a two-hour movie that they didn't know what to cut, so they just said, "Yeah, let's do it all." And so it just got a little bit muddy towards the end of like, yes, we have to give Ken his resolution now, and also Barbie still doesn't know what she's doing. Like, yeah. But I think it was as good as it needed to be for that.
It also should have been a full musical. I've said this before. The best parts of the film were the songs, so why not make it a full musical? Anyway,
yeah.
We move on. I mean, this movie has Megan Thee Stallion singing a great song called Alpha the Alpha. Please tell me you liked this song.
I did for the first like 2 minutes, and then it just kept going.
Scrooge motherfucking duck.
I think Megan Thee Stallion is great.
But
It's fine.
imagine a world. It's very anyway. I, great choreography, better choreography than Mean Girls the musical. Sorry. Have you seen Mean Girls the musical yet?
Haven't yet. No.
Have you seen clips on TikTok of the terrible animal choreography of Apex Predator?
Oh, no, I mean, I don't have TikTok, but
Oh, you don't have TikTok.
the most I've seen of it in the zeitgeist is the audio clips, like comparing to the Broadway version, which again, it was never going to be the Broadway version, but
Yeah.
it's like everyone that didn't know it was a musical is disappointed, and then everyone that did know it was a musical is disappointed for a different reason. So you can't win.
Just don't make it. Anyway, it's worth it for Angora Rice. What a wonderful actress, and she deserves the best. She was wonderful in Nice Guys. She was wonderful in Spider-Man's, and she was a better KD than Lindsay Lohan. I'm going to die on this hill.
Wow.
These are my hills this year. That I got that Mean Girls musical wasn't that bad, and leave Bradley Cooper alone. Just leave him alone.
Wasn't that okay? Yeah.
And what's my other hill this year? I didn't realize this was going to be a hill. I thought this was just going to be
This
my
is a
private
mountain.
little mold. Alpha the Alpha's great. So then we go to the restaurant scene with the huge menus. How long's it been? 260 years since we last. Oh, I thought you meant since the French Polynesian Wars.
Beautiful.
That pianist in the background is actual Carl St. Lucie, who wrote all of these incredible songs. And here we go. We get another one. Desperate for Your Love. I sang this last night when I rang you out of not anger, out of disappointment. And you were like, I knew you'd like that. Why was this a song that you thought I'd like?
It's just right there, isn't it? It's low hanging fruit. It is.
I'm desperate for vagina. It's very funny.
Maybe I'm just more elevated. Maybe my humor is more highbrow. I don't know.
No, I accept. I accept that I. Well,
It's
I mean,
only so like I think I have a threshold. Like, and I like incendiary stuff. I like raunchy humor as much as the next guy. There's a threshold for me of how much like fucking and sucking and like dicks
yeah,
and cocks and pussies that
yeah.
like before it becomes oversaturated and before like the words lose all meaning.
This goes back to my love of the word bitch. I mean, I just always find it funny. I think I completely agree with you. And there's a very particular way to swear. And I don't know. I think just the absurdity. Well, we go back to like your issues of realism with Bottoms when you were like the headmaster swearing, and I was like, and you were like, oh wow. Whereas it was just incredibly shut the fuck up. It's very funny. I don't know. I just find that immediately guttural. I just can't believe that both Bottoms and this Bottoms, obviously to a lesser extent.
Yeah,
But
I did still. Well, I think because that was more grounded in realism, and it's not that I need it to be like a dirge or like super serious. I think you can be realistic and unserious. But I think
yes,
I need
Bottoms is a movie that on a second watch, now that you know where it's going, you're gonna love it. And
yeah,
then
I can
10 years
probably
from now,
appreciate it a lot more because I'm like, okay, this is the conceit.
whereas
Whereas,
Six is a musical that is so absurd that you'll never return to it
yeah,
again.
yeah.
And that's fine. Everybody has, I guess we'll take Lonely out of our karaoke rotation. What is in our
Oh no, we're
karaoke
doing
rotation?
that.
See, I knew it. I knew it. You see,
Oh, I
oh,
like a good song.
Me Party, obviously. What else? What else is in our karaoke rotation?
We've never actually done a duet, even though Tom used to host a karaoke night
Well, I never liked
every
singing.
week.
I never liked singing. I never sang. If you noticed, I never sang.
That's a lie. Like,
Um,
I have video evidence of you doing a duet of You Gotta Have Friends.
Only when it was dead. I don't like, never when it was busy.
It
Never
was
when,
quite busy.
because you got to have friends.
I
That
never
was
sang. I never did that. I
it
never
was the
played
same.
myself.
It was the same on board. Like there would be people, not going to name names, but it was like it would be incredibly busy, and then like some of the people would come up and be like, "Yeah, I think I might sing." I was like, "It's very busy," and she was like, "Okay, well, no, it's all right, I'll sing." I was like, "It's very busy. You don't need to." And they'd be like, "Okay, no, it'll be something fun." And then it'd always be like someone like you, or like very bleak. And she sang it very well, but it was very bleak. But then, like on days, I mean, there was a couple of nights where nobody was there, and I had to do song after song after song. And there were two wonderful Yorkshire women, and it basically became a cabaret night for them, for me. They were like, I asked them, "What do you want next?" They went, "Can you do more swing?" I said, "Of course. Anybody can sing swing." Anyway, um, so you didn't like Desperate for My Love. Um, I don't think I've stressed this enough, but I do fuck men. Um, see, nothing is. I need you on like a polygraph machine.
I'm hooked up to him.
You didn't find Nathan Lane saying, give me that pussy." Very funny.
No.
That's all right. That's all right. 1 month later, and the sewer boys have disappeared. Um, when the sewer and they finally get them all together again, and they've got these terrible beards, and
No, I did enjoy we've been living next door to each other this whole time.
yeah, it's a very good film. If you were to choose three songs that you genuinely really liked and like would put on your like my musical, what I have a song, me and Will have curated the song
I
nine
do
cat,
three from the three best ones from each show.
but on my big musicals playlist, I because I hate when on Spotify when it's like musicals and somebody's just put the whole Hamilton album in there and the whole Dear Evan Hansen, and I find it very annoying. Not just because of those two musicals, but I choose three. Rhian, what three would you choose?
I think it would be what was it? Always on top.
Yeah, the opening.
Um hmm, you can't give the one you can't give up.
You can't give up when people
Um
tell you no. Life's a
and
fucking
then
hand job, and I only play to win. So
and then
straight.
probably like
Lonely.
probably lonely, yeah. Just for the
It's
vocal eclat of that.
a great, great song. Um, what do we think of the Cape? And the fact that they keep in an actual break, I thought was very charming.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like
Again, Nathan
every
Lane is great. He could make a lot of stuff work.
yeah, exactly. Put him in everything, which is I hope this sort of weird thing of him being in independent movies in bizarre roles continues because he was great in Bo and he was great in this. Yeah, I think Bo is Afraid would blow your mind. I have no idea if you'd like it or not. You'll be like, why was it that long?
And
Uh,
you like it. Just wanna
I
say
was
that.
kind of on a first watch, I was like, this is too long.
Oh wow.
But on a second
Was
watch,
it
I was like,
5 hours?
but on a second watch, I was like, oh no, this is yeah, no, this is perfect. And I'm watching it again soon with Jay for a podcast. And I'm like, yeah, I love Bo. I love Bo. Hashtag Bo. Um, uh, and then we get down in the sewer and we get the flying pussy. And this is what I mean by sincerity. Nathan Lane saying goodbye to the sewer boys. There is no winking at all. There is no playing the hand. There is nothing. He is giving an Oscar-worthy performance, saying goodbye to these two little
Oh
creatures.
my god. An Oscar-worthy performance. Listen to yourself.
I'm happy with my nominations. Robert, both Roberts, Charles Melton, Nathan Lane,
Nathan Lane saying goodbye to the little slimy creatures in the
the sewer.
sewer.
Their names are Backpack and Whisper.
I'm sorry. I've got some respect
The
for their
sewer
names.
boys drink blood for fun and also read my mind.
That to me felt like an SNL sketch, like just that song. Like
Yeah.
Bo and Yang could have written that, and I would be like, yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
But it was
Why
an hour
you're
and a
saying that
half
like you're
film.
saying that like it's a bad thing?
I'm not. It's not about thing, but it's the fact that okay, then we've stretched this out to a feature-length movie. And
Okay.
we had a conversation the other day about SNL, like, and their whole thing of okay, they tee up a concept, and then they don't know what to do with it, and it just gets a little like kooky. And that's how I felt about this.
Well, hence we come to the ending. Um,
This ending, I will say with like so much sincerity, I think it took years off my life.
being
I feel
oh, stop it.
aged. I feel withered.
You feel like an old woman who doesn't understand today's kids.
Yeah. Do you know, I shouldn't quote Ruby on this, but she was like, no, I can't. I can't even
No,
say
no,
what
you
she
have to
said.
know. You have to know.
She said, if I was homophobic, this would probably make me more homophobic.
Yes, I guess. Yeah.
Because,
Well,
like, they have. My issue is, I get what they were trying to say, that, you know, toxic masculinity, it's so inherently narcissistic and it's so, like, in place to please other men that they might as well fuck themselves and each other. I get that. But you can't have that and also have Bo and Yang's God monologue about, like, you know, the straight men like took my words and changed them, and like that's why you all hate gay people. And it's like, that's not, like, we're not talking about the same things. You can't have your cake and eat it.
no, all
You
love
can't
is
have
love.
your brother's asshole and eat it too.
Um, did you not just immediately laugh out loud on the jump scare cut to them 69ing and running across
Oh,
the room?
it was horrific.
Um, did you douche? No, I didn't douche. Wow, anal sex is really easy. That was really easy. Wow. Um, and then we get the wedding, you know, and all this message of all love is love, you know. And I have no pussy and I'm straight and gay. Um, we pray to our holy fucking Lord. Um, and we get what's his name? Nick Offerman coming through as a racist bigot, like a homophobic bigot. Do you not just think it's the biggest swing? And yeah, why
It is the
not?
biggest swing, but I don't think it paid off, like, at all.
Like a man who gets a blowjob from a horse. All love is gross, but all love is love. Do you not feel it comes around in a roundabout way of like, you know, yeah, all love is disgusting.
No. And do you know what? I think if I hadn't have had that crazy, like, pivot, I might have ended this film like a little bit more agreeably. Of like, okay, it was kind of weird. Like, it kind of took some weird detours, but like, we got somewhere at the end. But then I was like, nope, you fucked it.
But didn't it need a big, like, what the hell is this ending?
I suppose. But yeah, I just like, I think they just wanted to have it like work both ways, and it just didn't work anyway for me.
And that's fair. I now pronounce these two identical twins married. Um, and then yeah, we get this incredible closing song. And I was listening to a Nathan Lane interview, and yeah, and he was on about the final song and the use of the F word, and he was saying how like for him, it's generational, isn't it? Because for him, that's like the N word, and like how that was reclaimed by the gangster rap of the '90s, and how sort of a lot of queer artists are now taking that and sort of using it affectionately. And again, I just think there's something to it. What an incredible way to end your film. I know you could make the argument that having it be about incest actually neuters your point. And
Yeah, that's how it felt for me. And also the fact that, they set up the whole thing of like, these are gay men playing straight men. So like it was actually never meant to be about gay people. Like, does that make sense?
no, it does. Yeah, I know it makes
And
sense.
it's like, okay, so I thought this was going to be a commentary on, like I said, toxic masculinity and like the patriarchy and heteronormative ideals and like how it's all bullshit and like
You can make the
that
argument
it's
very
coming from
easily.
a place of like
Yeah.
parody because of the people that are creating it. But then they also wanted to make a commentary about like love is love at the
I don't
very
think,
end.
well, this is the thing, isn't it? I think,
Like the film isn't about that.
no, I know. It's fun. But I know that that's just an easy sort of cop out thing to say. And yeah, I think this is the thing, isn't it? I think saying it's a commentary or saying stuff like that goes kind of, oh, pardon me, goes kind of to the negative, doesn't it? Because it's like, in actual, it's not really got any huge
It's
ideas.
not got like a lot of
It's not, but I
substance,
also
and
don't
that's
think it's supposed to. But then
but
you
that's
can
fine
say,
if it's
yeah,
genuinely like if it's genuinely just like a stupid film, fine. But I do think they wanted to have like that political moment of like God being gay and coming up against like all these bigots and being like, you don't actually know what you're talking about.
I think if they wanted an actual political moment, then it wouldn't be about incest.
I
I
don't know.
think they're very smart people. I
I
think
feel like
it
they were
takes,
shooting for.
you've got to be,
Obviously in an absurdist kind of way. They were shooting for like I don't know. I don't
you've
know.
got to be very smart to make something this dumb. I've said this before, and this is an incredibly well made and well crafted movie for what it is, and very well written for my money, with great songs, and none of the performances are winking or not giving it their absolute all. And I think there's something to be said for that. And but I also understand that there is I mean, we go straight to the bloopers, which are all very likable. And in that blooper reel, you've got them laughing in the bed. And it's like, he's laughing and he's like, what are you laughing about? It's like that we made this movie.
That we made this movie.
I mean, and then again, you didn't stay to the credits. I presume you left as soon as you could. But after the credits, there was this incredible little moment of the original footage of them 10 years ago at UCB underneath a pub or something, like singing, I have no pussy, and that they look so young, and it's that thing of it's just I don't know, it's got a feel of it of like Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland. Come on, let's put on a show, and everybody get together, except the modern fucked up bizarre queer
This
way
is
to
what
do.
Judy Garland would have made if she was still alive.
Like, if Mickey Rooney was still alive, he would have a heart attack again if he watched this.
Yeah,
Um,
and like this is the thing. Like I have a lot of respect for creatives like this who come out of the woodwork and like they make things with their college buddies. Like again, Star Kid, I've like immense um admiration for because like yeah, a lot of the stuff they've made is kind of like stupid and random, but like it it still stood like the test of time, and also it's a testament to like a lot of people working together on a common goal.
There's
And so I do like
random. I
stuff like
say
that.
all the time that I hate random stuff, though. I say all the time that I hate random humor. Oh, I'm so random. Whoa. It's like really annoying, and like I hate the character, the neighbor character in Friday Night Dinner, because it's always just so random and annoying. And it's like, oh, do you have any lamps I can borrow? I need a new lamp. It's like, I don't find this funny at all.
Mm.
And I don't know why this hit for me. It's the musical of it all, it's the people involved, it's the overall humor. Like on the surface, look at this, and Bodies, 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 and Bottoms. These are three movies that on the surface you might say, well, no, actually, I don't think in this case, but like Bottoms and Bodies, Bodies, Bodies in particular, you'd be like, oh, Tom would hate these movies, I guess. But
Yeah, it's an interesting formula to kind of study for both of us, I think, of like, okay, what are the components that make this like work for us? Because I think we both really liked Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
it was in my, I mean, Rachel Sennett won the Thomas Carruthers Awards for Best Supporting Actress in that year. Uh, it was, where did I rank that? It was ranked very high. But yeah, it's a completed blog structure of each week. That's a blog one.
And that I think was another kind of like
I
something
had
that
it at seven. I had
new.
it at seven.
It was like kind of the first of its kind of like
Well, I watched the trailer and I thought, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that? This looks
yeah,
like the
the
worst
trailer
movie in
really
the
didn't
world.
do it justice. And like
It,
I
it,
think it's Gen Z like conversational humor combined with obviously like the thriller element. And I think it just hit all the marks.
I mean, I watch everything. So I was always going to watch it, but I remember watching that trailer a few times before and being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this looks absolutely atrocious.
Hmm.
This looks terrible." I'm looking at my awards and nominations. You love Marriage Story so much, and yet you haven't watched any of the. Oh, and Francis Ha. But apart from that, you haven't watched any Noah Baumbach movies. And I am really interested what you'd actually think of White Noise, which is a movie that is what like doesn't exist anymore.
Sure.
Like doesn't exist at all. But that was a huge
With our
book
boy
with
Adam.
that. But he's great in it. Greta's sensational. Greta was nominated for no, neither Adam or wow. If I maybe if I had it to, it did win best adapted screenplay. However, at the Tom Cruise Awards,
Mm.
I think I think after your three picks, I think that's the next project. Is
He's no bad. I'm very happy to do that.
like I just like I know you'll love My Wit Stories. I know you'll definitely love Squid and the Whale. I know you'll love parts of Greenberg. I know you'll love parts of. I mean, While We're Young is really great, and again, nobody talks about it at all. And it has my beloved Amanda Seyfried. However, Dix the Musical. What do you think the legacy of Dix the Musical is going to be? Do you think it is going to be a movie that in 10 years people are going to be annoying like me about?
I think it's difficult because like I've said this to you on the phone. You are the only person who I'd heard anything about this movie from. Like it
Well,
really kind
let's
of
just be honest.
missed me.
It's not had an official UK release. I sent you an illegal download. We can be honest about this. We're British. Like it was released in America. It's not had an official UK release.
And
I
I don't think on the whole it's gonna do well with British audiences. And I know that's quite a like
I don't think it'll ever come out. I don't think it like who's
yeah, I don't think they will see an international release as something that's worth doing. Um, but I mean, yeah, I think I don't know. I can't imagine a world in which it suddenly has this like cult following. But there is definitely a lot of merit to it. And like musical fans can appreciate parts for what they are and I don't know.
I think a cynical person could point to this and say that they were trying to make something pre-cult.
Mm.
And I just don't think that's the case. But you know, ready-made costumes. I mean, easy is it to do Evelyn and you know be Evelyn and Harris or Horace? Anyway, um,
Harris.
anyway, and how easy is it to be them or be the Sewer Boys? You know, it's like ready-made, and the songs are great and fun. But yeah, no, I think it is primed for that sort of cult status. If I don't know, but like you say, I mean,
How do we close out? How do we
well,
reconcile our
we've
differences?
got Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret still to come, and you haven't yet watched Oppenheimer or May December or my two favorite movies of the year. So I don't want to. You can't really do something summation about about Oscar season or the 2023 year.
Have you recorded Oppenheimer yet?
No, I'm on with Will on Sunday.
Okay. If I've seen them all by Sunday, I will send you my thoughts.
Oh yes,
Just so the fans, you know, they're not lying in wait.
clamoring.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you thought Killers of the Flower Moon was too long, and you had issues with the focus of the story away from Molly, which we did hash out off mic.
And also, I spoke to our shared university professor, and he
No,
agreed with
no,
me.
no, 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 no.
Boom!
Why do you tell me
Bam!
these things? Why do you tell me these things? Oh, really?
He didn't hate it, but all the things that I said he agreed with, which was, you know, he's one to call me on my bullshit, and he's not afraid to have a differing opinion.
Today, the Killers of the Flower Moon pod released, and like the sad truth is that I wrote 1,500 words on it when the first film first came out, rather eloquently, if I don't say so myself. And I'm actually very proud of that piece of writing.
Say so yourself.
And I'm actually very proud of that piece of writing. Most of my reviews I knock out, and I think I'm a good reviewer, but I knock them out. I was very proud and careful with that piece of writing. And I then did 2 hours with, well, he's your ex, so I don't know if you'll listen to it, but I did 2 hours on that movie. And the sad truth is that nobody will read that and nobody will listen to that. And people will still say the lazy thing of, and I'm sorry, I don't want to, no, that's rude. I don't want to belittle anybody, but
I will say, I read your review after watching it, and I thought it was a very eloquently written piece of work, and I could understand where you were coming from with all of your, like, not criticisms, but like praise. And even though there were
she's
parts
fucking incapacitated.
with,
What do you want her to do? I can't say this anymore. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway.
And also, after Zone of Interest, I rewatched. Did you see Steven Spielberg's mic drop? Zone of Interest is the best Holocaust film since my own. I was like, oh, and if it wasn't about the Holocaust, I can imagine somebody would do a great TikTok and put some Snoop Dogg sunglasses on him. And da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
But I rewatched some stuff about Schindler's List, and I stick by my point. Like, if Schindler's List came out today, would people be saying, "Oh, it's too violent. We shouldn't be showing these parts"? Why isn't it more about the Jews? Why is it about Oscar Schindler? Like, I can just, can you imagine what would, like, that is what would, these are the same arguments you're leveling against. And I know, anyway, I can't do this again. It makes me genuinely upset. And it also makes me upset because he's a very old man. And what if he dies? And this is the last thing that, like, is fucking Joe Coy.
People have been fighting his corner.
Not Joe Coy. White people stole everything. They even stole the movie. That doesn't even make sense as a joke, linguistically. Anyway.
Well, we both dislike
You've
Boldest,
You've upset me enough. You've reminded me about...
Guys, get in the comments. Decide if we're going to be friends after this.
We are going to be friends. It's long last. The fact that your love of Notes on a Scandal has given you like 2 more years. I was thinking the other day what the next sort of peculiar Tom movie is to watch that I think you'll like. Beyond the Boundbags and The Iron Claw, The Nest was great. And The Nest, and it's Jude Law and Carrie Coon in the 80s in England, and like sad, angry couple. And Carrie Coon won the Thomas Carruthers Award 2023 for Best Actress. She is just, I don't always say this, cunty, is that what the kids say? There's a scene where she has dinner with Jude Law and she overthrows the dinner and then she goes out dancing, drinking gin and tonics to Communards, Don't Leave Me This Way. And I was like, this is the greatest 5 minutes of ever. It's a very, very good film. The Nest, which was great. Killers of the Flower Moon is great and a very sentimental portrayal. And Dix the Musical is an outrageous, audacious, great, masterful musical. Your summary on Dix the Musical, and then I will read, by for better or for worse, what I put in my review.
Good Lord. I feel like I've said my piece, and I've said everything that I wanted to without being shouted down. So
I would never shout you down.
No.
This is what I said. Oh, sorry, you weren't finished. You weren't finished. That wasn't even a joke.
No, I think, yeah, like I say, it had a lot of merit. It, on the whole, didn't land for me. I didn't like the direction that it went in. The question is whether it's going to be a quotable one in the same way that all our other brainworm films have been.
I think you'll listen to the songs and the songs will grow quotable. 10 out of 10. Bold, original and hilarious, and boundary pushing in ways that avoid a plague of accusations of edginess or anything of the like. This is like no film you've seen in a very long time. Sharp and Jackson are dynamic and astoundingly talented, and this makes for 2 incredible debuts. Of course, Lane and Mullally are outstanding. They're Nathan Lane and Megan Mullally, and this film knows that and plays into their strengths whilst also pushing them into further levels of clownery. Larry Charles brings a cinematic quality to the whole proceedings that make this genuinely the best shot movie musical I've seen all year, that succeeds in ways that the bigger budgeted and more traditional movie musicals don't touch in any way, shape or form. And we're going to end with the quiz question, Rhian. Typing in the musical on Carruthers, Leggetter Whoever, can you name me the 2020 movie musical starring Nicole Kidman, Meryl Streep, and Andrew Reynolds?
The Prom.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't have said too many actors. But like that is another movie that just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I thought The Prom was fine.
Fine though.
I want to tell the people. And yes, I do sing that song in the shower all the time. Thank you, Rhian.
Thank you.
In the words of Charlie Barber, thank you for obliging me.
Indulging me.
Oh no, fake fan. Fake fan. Oh, I told you the story about when I watched it on my iPad in Philadelphia and she walked around the corner and I started crying and went, then turn around and come back to him. I was in a dark place. Dix the Musical is wonderful. And Rhian just messaged me. She loves it.